fan base is like an immune system. They're there to fight and ward off any potential threat to their host. So today, we're going to break down why Kendrick Lamar is such a hard public figure to attack. It all comes down to the specific spread of the demographics that make up his core audience. And he's acquired these particular audiences like the Infinity Stones. But he particularly has a stronghold on these three particular niches. Let's go. In the first category, you have the patriotic foundational Black Americans. Not patriotic as in they love America necessarily, but more so patriotic because they're proud of their Blackness. They're strongly motivated to help elevate or be a voice for their community, as well as speak out against perceived oppression. They very often tend to be community leaders in some fashion, very much familiar with protests. It may even have a strong code of ethics when it comes to anything that may remotely resemble racism, especially in the form of political figures like Donald Trump or the overall conservative Republican Party. A few notable figures from this demo that has stamped Kendrick: Tariq Nasheed, Nipsey Hussle, Beyonce, Black Lives Matter, the Great Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
They allowed you to call your women bitches and whores. Now put it out there how you love your black self and you want to see black people free. We'll back you up. Kendrick Lamar set a new standard. He freed rappers to come on up. He's the boss. He's the boss. Now, when the rappers are free to say it like it is and say what they feel and teach their people through music and rap and song and dance, the cultural revolution is on.
That was no joke. This segment of Kendrick's core demographic definitely keep his name ringing in the streets, especially when it comes to Black social issues or political conversations. For example, the Black Lives Matter organization using the song All Right as their official anthem, and how it's become just a Black American protest song in general. They usually are down for the cause and rock with Kendrick because they feel his art is a voice for their culture and is a direct reflection of them. Some notable things he's done to acquire this demographic: the 2016 Grammy performance dedicated towards Trayvon Martin.
You never liked this anyway. Pump your friendship, I meant it. I'm African American, I'm African, I'm black as the moon. Heritage of a small village, part of my residence. Came from the bottom of mankind. My hair is nappy, you know that it's big. My nose is rounded wide. You hate me, don't you? You hate my people. Your plan is to terminate my culture. You know you're evil. I want you to recognize that I'm a proud monkey. You've vandalized my perception, but can't take down from it. His
viral halftime show at the Super Bowl being a full display of Black culture, the release of To Pimp a Butterfly, a largely introspective pro-Black album, and calling out Andrew Schultz for highlighting negative stereotypes about Black women. Moving on, the second demo of Kendrick Lamar's fan base are the high art snobs, or the artsies as I like to call them. This demo stems more from the world of art, often seen as tastemakers, connoisseurs, or critics, or even creatives themselves. This portion of his fandom gravitate to Kendrick because of his use of jazz fusion, innovative experimentation, and highbrow concepts to artistically express ideas in an artsy, thought-provoking way. They love art that can take years upon years to fully digest because it's the ultimate sign of longevity. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, timeless art ages like wine. Kendrick's music inspires them because for them it's the gift that keeps giving. There's always something new to uncover below the surface, and it feels like the time they invest to listening to his music is always rewarded with a newfound discovery or connection they made. A few notable figures from this demo that has stamped Kendrick: Rick Rubin, Pharrell, Anthony Fantano, Dissect, Rolling Stone, Quincy Jones.
When did jazz find its way into your world?
That's crazy. Yeah, it's a trip. because I was in the studio one day with my guy Terrence Martin, and he noticed something about the type of sounds that I was picking. He noticed the type of instruments I was picking. He was like, man, a lot of the chords that you pick are jazz influence. You're a jazz musician by default, you know? The way your cadence is rapping over certain type of snares and drums, this is everything that a person on the saxophone and on the horn, you know, commute with how they hear music. And that's something that just opened me up. And then he just started breaking down everything, just the science of it, going back to Miles, Herbie Hancock. I'm listening to these chords like, man, I like that sound. What is that?
And so with this particular demographic on his side, it's a lot more likely for Kendrick to be decorated the way that he is as a rapper. For example, him winning a Pulitzer Prize is probably the most obvious reflection of him having this particular audience on his side. Many of the high-graded review scores he receives from critics for his albums, that also is because of the high art demographic that he appeals to. They're typically the ones who go down these really deep rabbit holes to discover new meanings and connections in Kendrick's music and share it with the rest of the world.
God reveals in the following line that Kendrick and his past lives have been motivated by Lucifer. From here on, the conversation is between God and Kendrick or Lucifer. And if you listen closely, Kendrick reflects this by rapping with a tripled voice effect. God is 3 in 1, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, thus called being trine. This symbolizes God's name.
This demographic is probably the most influential when it comes to how decorated Kendrick is as an artist, especially as a rapper, with all the awards and acclaim he constantly receives. Things that he's done to acquire this demographic. Once again, the impact of To Pimp a Butterfly on the art world. Very impactful album. The hidden Easter eggs and messages across his albums and videos. His recent collaboration with Eckhart Tolle. The countless theories on the internet people have made on his art. And the third, but certainly not least, demographic that make up Kendrick Lamar's fandom is the underground/purists. These are the people that are hip-hop till their socks drop. They're the type of people that collect vinyls like Pokemon cards and hang them up on their wall. The type of niggas that got Wu-Tang Clan on their stomach. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Oh. You often see them in heated rap debates about what's considered classic or not, or if so-and-so is better than so-and-so, who ranks where. And they always got an annual end of the year list ready at every December for the best rap albums. They always get that shit in their pocket.
Now all we need is our handy dandy notebook. Right, see? Still got it.
They're very much the hip hop nerds, very by the book. They really represent the foundation of which hip hop was founded on. Always in tune with the mainstream as well as the underground scene. A lot of this fandom can come in the form of internet forums, YouTube reactors, or even publications. A few notable figures from this demo that Kendrick has in his corner: Joe Budden, Elliot Wilson, Dead in Hip Hop, No Life Shack, NFR Podcast.
Top would have killed my dad. I grew up fatherless and probably died in a gunfight. And I was like, damn,
But then it starts over though, and the old lady is looking for some shit. She blind.
Right.
I don't know if you knew that. She blind.
Right, she blind.
And she looking for something that she's blind.
Who was that lady though?
I don't know who the lady was.
Shit, she could be Lucy.
Oh shit, she might be Lucy.
She might be
Lucy. I didn't think of that actually, to be honest. I really didn't think of that.
Damn.
Stop playing. You better keep your hands in your fucking pocket, nigga. You better move your little knee around and your diamond-studded ups, nigga. It was a sad Saturday night for niggas like you, nigga. Fuck is you talking about us? Now, nigga, bring it from the side now, nigga.
They go by the book. They're the ones making all-time lists and keeping scores of who's in the lead. Kendrick to them is the personification of everything they love about hip-hop as an art form and as a culture. The more success that he achieves, the more they feel hip-hop is being recognized on a grander scale. He's restoring the feeling of what made them fall in love with hip-hop, and from a technical perspective, caters to them with his supreme mic skills and competitive rapper attitude, which is why he can oftentimes get the reputation of being a hip-hop savior from this demo. It really helps to have this demo on lock, especially as a rapper, because they're going to be the biggest advocate for you being in any kind of conversation. They're the type of motherfuckers, anytime somebody does something, anything, if a motherfucker breathes, we might have to start a conversation about so-and-so. He just took his first breath today. So imagine you drop Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, and you double back and you know what I'm saying? You drop GNX. I mean, they're the biggest voice for Kendrick being the GOAT. That's them. They have the most vocal presence online when it comes to rap discussions, so Kendrick will typically always be held in high regard across almost any hip-hop space or forum. Kendrick is one of those rappers where it's like, he may not be everybody's favorite rapper, but if you're like a core hip-hop fan and you're in these core hip-hop spaces, Reddit, forums, whatever, on the internet, or maybe in like real life, shows, festivals, most people, 9 out of 10 people, they fuck with Kendrick. Things that he's done to acquire this demographic, his countless freestyles, ciphers, and features with other rappers, ending the Drake era, his significance in the underground blog era from the Kendrick Lamar EP to Section 80, his technical prowess of flow, rhyme, and storytelling.
Back when we ate canned food for dinner, I coach foods to Pro Tools, make my agenda, I'm tofu. I'm lasty like tofu, I wish a motherfucker would get your whole career injured. Nigga, that's assault with a deadly weapon. We killed your favorite rapper last record. We fucked your favorite actress on the mattress, what a blessing. Made that pussy up, she called my dick antidepressant. I'm really not impressed with none of you niggas stressing that some of you niggas blessed with the gift to carry the presents. Big and poppin', I'm pocket big shit with label investments. 15 minutes go for 50 seconds. Last night I spent 12 hours inside a session. Came up with shit, writers block niggas up and distressing like, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Even when you slump, dog, you still be a millionaire. Nigga, play a Santa Claus and make sure you hold dear. Have you first put that bitch in the earth while rock steer? Church till you push me, get pap smear. Pursed out your cookie, read it, the fortune's here. What's up? Yeah.
So there you have it. The foundational Black American fan base are effective at keeping Kendrick's name in their streets and communities, as well as expressing their political discourse with the system. He can be heard at every protest, literally. The high art snobs make sure that Kendrick is being recognized in the art world at the highest level with gratifications like Grammys, Pulitzer Prize, having his albums actually studied in public schools and archived in the Harvard University Institute. That definitely comes from the artsies demographic. And then the purists spread the gospel of what's hot and what's not to the people on the outside of the culture, making them aware of how great Kendrick is not only as an artist, but as an MC. If it seems like almost every hip-hop publication has a bias to Kendrick, it's because they do. These three different fandoms come together to make up Kendrick Lamar's triangle offense. Trifecta. Kendrick is like the melting pot. This is also the reason why he is so well balanced in so many different areas that are polar, contrary to the other. But there very well may be a new demographic that Kendrick has tapped into more recently, being the quote-unquote female demographic. Now, the female demographic just represents what the average female is listening to. Women are very much responsible for the highest heights of an artist's career. The biggest artists will always have a large general female audience, whether that be Michael Jackson, Nirvana, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Eminem. This demographic is definitely the biggest contributor to Drake's outstanding run in the music industry. But since the confrontation with Kendrick, he's lost a significant portion of this demo due to the allegations of PDF and two-man trafficking. But on the contrary, it seems like Kendrick has had a substantial increase in new female listeners. His recent music has been very general populist music, with Not Like Us and GNX being full of club bangers, especially with the massive success of both the R&B cuts, Dodger Blue and especially Luther. A lot of women are coming out and vouching their support for Kendrick more than ever before. Some notable women that have really come out and just stamped Kendrick: Chloe Bailey, Doechii, SZA, Beyonce.
I had a Kendrick Lamar phase, and I was convinced I was going to be with him. Who has listened to Kendrick's album? I have had it on repeat for the past 4 or 5 days since it's been out. Let's discuss favorite songs. And listen, I did not just hop on the Kendrick train now. I don't know if you all know this. Ask Callie, ask Branson. About 8 years ago, I had a whole Kendrick phase. Like, I've had phases, right? Like, I had a James Fauntleroy phase, I had a Frank Ocean phase, I had a Twigs phase, I had a Tune Yards phase, I had a Kendrick Lamar phase. And I was convinced I was going to be with him. And I loved him when I was younger so much, from Section 80, even the mixtape before that had Alien Girl on it. Like, I've been a diehard Kendrick fan from day one. So I haven't just hopped on the bandwagon now. But I'm happy a lot of people are hopping on the bandwagon. But I've been a hardcore.
Things that he's done to acquire some of this demographic: making the front cover of one of the largest women's magazines in Harper's Bazaar, his dynamic and musical chemistry with SZA, the biggest R&B act of today, him stamping upcoming star Doechii as The Heart Is Out, which likely snowballed into her actually being nominated for a Grammy and winning. Who knows if the direction of Kendrick's music will still continue to be super accessible by the general female audience post GNX? Probably not, but only time will tell.